Where have I been? Have you guys missed me? Happy Monday. Date with Destiny 2023 is in the books. And yes, it was an epic event. It's a long event, so that's why I've been gone for so long. And then you got to do a little bit of recovery. So, how has everybody been? Check up from the neck up. What's new? What's happening? What's wow? So, what do we glean from spending all of that time? What exactly are we doing? My God, 6 days, 2 days beforehand, what's happening? Well, at this event, you actually design your life. You actually design the rest of your life. Now, you would think that would be a pile of things to accomplish. It is. It is a pile of things to accomplish, but it's a lot more than that. At this event, we figure out your values and beliefs. And here's what you find out when you start digging into this. We all have values and we all have beliefs. Values are the feelings that you want to feel on a regular basis. So, love, gratitude, connection, excitement, joy, variety, whatever. Those are values. We also have means values. So, like a car. Some people would say, well, my car is what I've, well, that's not really a value. That's a thing that makes you feel a certain way. So how does the car make you feel? Well, it makes me feel independent or successful. Okay, well then what you value is independence or success. It's not the car. It's just like family. Somebody would say, well, family is a value. Okay, well, what does family give you? Well, it gives me security, or it gives me love, or it gives me all of those things. Okay, so that's what you value is the security. It's not necessarily the family. Well, what you find is your values many times are in conflict. In fact, most of the time, if you don't design them, they're in conflict where you take two steps forward and one step back. So, like, let's say you might have a towards value of success. You want to be successful or financially independent. But then you've got an away value that's very high of rejection. You don't want to feel a feeling of rejection. Well, guess what? If you're going to be successful, you're going to have to learn how to accept rejection, because it's going to happen more and more and more. And the more you work towards things, the more rejection you're going to face. So what'll happen is you'll start to step forward, and then all of a sudden you'll step back because of fear or rejection. And whatever it is, it's always fear. False evidence appearing real. It's always fear of something. So at this event, we design that. We first find out, we do a goal setting seminar where you find all the stuff that you want to accomplish in your life. But then we find out what your current towards and away values are in the order that they are, and the rules. Those are the beliefs. The rules are what has to happen in order to hit that target, to hit that value. So if one of your values is success, then the belief is the rule, what has to happen in order for you to feel success. And the other thing we do, in addition to having those things conflicting, is we set ourselves up so that we never feel our towards values, and we always feel our away values. So we make it so it's super easy to feel the things that we don't want to feel, and impossible to feel the things that we do want to feel. Now, this is a long process, and this isn't something that we're going to glean on a couple of 10-minute videos. But I want you to know that the process is out there. And the event happens once a year. It's always in December. You can also read the book, Awaken the Giant Within. This is a process that is very unique to Tony. This is something that he came up with. And I would encourage you that if you're at that level of your personal development growth path, to take a look at it, to take a look at where you are with those things, because you can hit a certain level without figuring this out for sure, but and especially a certain level of success. But unless you really figure this out, you're not going to hit a certain level of happiness, because even though you achieve certain outcomes, you're typically not going to allow yourself to be excited about it. Most of the time, you're still going to be beating yourself up. Arnold Schwarzenegger just wrote a book. It's a wonderful book, and there's a great Netflix special on him. And he even talks about how he had two Arnolds. He had this outward Arnold where he was always, I'm going to win, and I'm the best, and I'm going to be spectacular. And then he had this internal dialogue where he talked to himself completely the opposite. I suck. This sucks. My body isn't where it needs to be. And that's what we do. And that drives a lot of people, but it drives you in a way that you never really feel fulfilled. And what good is it if you don't feel fulfilled. You're not going to get anywhere. So I'll talk more about that this week. First of all, it's good to be back. It's good to see everybody. It's great to see you again on a Monday. But I want you to know that that is out there, that technology is out there. And if you've gotten along your growth journey and you're like, I'm not feeling like I'm making any progress, it's probably time to start looking at your values and your beliefs. And Awaken the Giant Within is a great place to do that. But simply to actually just start thinking about it, going, what are the feelings that I want to feel most in life? What are the things that I want to feel most of the time? And put yourself in a heart space and then just think, all right, what is it that I want to feel? And then ask yourself, what has to happen in order for me to feel that feeling? And just write. Don't think, just write. And what you're going to find is you've probably made it so that you have a dirt road to happiness and a highway to misery. Because then ask yourself, what are the things that I'll do anything to avoid? What are the feelings that I'll do anything to avoid? Rejection, loneliness, overwhelm, physical pain, whatever it is. And then ask yourself, what has to happen in order for me to feel that feeling? And just write. And then take a look at what you wrote down. And I think you're going to find that probably it isn't as supportive as it could be. That alone could give you enough distinctions to start to change. Absolutely. So just doing that process could be enough to get you to start to change, to head in a different direction. Because typically what's happened is it's a mental block, it's an emotional block, and it's all based on fear. It's all based on false evidence appearing real. So I invite you to go down that journey. It's a complicated journey, but it's very much worth it. There's a reason that we spend all the time that we do doing it. But simply have awareness that that's out there. Values are the feelings that you either want to feel or don't want to feel. And beliefs are the rules, what has to happen in order for you to feel those particular feelings. Find out what those are. Take the time, put yourself alone, don't think, just write, and ask yourself those questions. What are the feelings that I would do anything to feel on a regular basis? And then what has to happen in order for me to feel those feelings? And then do the opposite. What are the feelings that I would do anything to avoid? And then what has to happen in order for me to feel those? And then just take a look at what you get. I'd love to hear what you found out. Tamberly, yours was overwhelmed. Thank you so much for participating and pulling in. It's amazing to figure that out and then be able to feel free of it. Because a lot of times when you figure out, look at it, you go, oh my God, no wonder I keep sabotaging myself. Well, your brain is doing that for a reason. When your brain sabotages you, it's doing it to protect you. It's not doing it because it wants you to fail. It's doing it because it wants to protect. So what is it protecting you from? Well, it's protecting you from these feelings. This is where all of that comes from. So thank you guys very much for watching. I got to hop on and go appear in court, but it's great to be back and see you. I will respond to the messages that pop up in chat. I'll talk about this as we go through this week, but it's great to be back. Thank you so much. Great to see everybody. Mr. Dakin, Mr. DeHobel, and Tamberly, thank you for being on here live. I truly appreciate it. We're all in this together. Let's take care of each other.